Hi, this is Fish, and you're listening to Ship Shape and Bristol Fashion.
Ship shape and Bristol fashion boys along the harbour side. From even gorge to underfall, we'll heave and haul the line. Secure the barrels down below, bind them, tie and lash 'em. This vessel, she is certified ship shape and Bristol fashion.
Hello there, shipmates, and welcome to Ship Shape and Bristol Fashion. I'm Oggy, and I'm a member of the Port of Bristol Shanty crew, and this podcast is all about covering what we get up to and how to find us in the future. Welcome aboard, episode 14. Thank you so much for joining us, and it's great to have you on board. If you are a regular listener of the Ship Shape and Bristol Fashion podcast, thank you for coming back. I hope you enjoyed last month's episode. And if you're brand new to the podcast, then don't you worry. There's plenty of other opportunities to listen to multiple episodes that we've produced. And you can do that either on your podcast platform that you're using right now, or of course via our website, which can be found at pobshantycrew.co.uk/podcast. So on this episode, we have got some treats for you. We'll finish off with some audio that's been recorded at our last gig at a church fundraiser. More of that information about that a little bit later. We have got Nobby, who is, of course, Shanty royalty, and he's going to talk to us about his song, The Corncrate, the history and the information that you know when you hear us sing it, but also other Shanty crews. Also joining us is the Barnacle Boys. They are a Shanty crew within the United Kingdom, and they'll be joining us to talk about a venture they're doing as part of our segment,
Ahoy there, matey!
But first and foremost, we're going to pop over to the Signaller, who of course has got all the news from the Port of Bristol Shanty crew.
Yo ho ho, me hearties, it's the Signaller here with news of all of the activities of the Port of Bristol Shanty crew. Well, after a fairly quiet January, February arrived with a bang for the crew. We did 4 gigs, well 5 if you count Saturday the 1st of March. Started off down at the Nova Scotia, great pub in the middle of town, one of Sam Gregory's growing stable of great pubs in Bristol. A lovely venue to sing shanties. There's nothing better than being by the water in a pub with a load of history, singing shanties and drinking some great beer. Carrying on the theme of pubs and beer, the next gig we did was at Snuffy Jack's over at Fishponds, a small micropub. We thought at one stage we might outnumber the audience, but we managed to squeeze quite a few in. A lovely atmosphere, a proper drinking establishment. So no jukeboxes, no machines on the wall, just guys listening to us sing. And I think everybody enjoyed themselves. We then moved on to a return gig. We went to the Church of St Mary's in Timsbury. We went there last year and were overwhelmed by the number of people who turned out. And again, it was a packed house. Singing in a church is a fantastic place to sing shanties. The acoustics are just wonderful. And we were well looked after by the church. We split the proceeds between the church funds and our Teenage Cancer Trust. And I think everybody was happy, as were we by the generous donation of the beer and cider that the organisers put on for us. We then did a private gig at Lygrove and Purdown Mark Lodge, which was very well received. Again, hugely generous from those guys. And again, another return visit. We're always amazed when we get invited back for a second time, because why would anybody want to listen to us twice? It's always a revelation for us. And then finally, although not strictly in February, on Saturday we went down to Lamyatt Church. It's a small village, only 180 people. And we went there to support the fundraising for the church and really to support our old friend Nobby. Nobby has got family history in Lamyatt village to the extent that his grandparents and then his mum's ashes are buried. His grandparents are buried there and his mum's ashes are interred. And it was a really lovely evening, very appreciative audience. They even managed to buy some calendars, which is good going, seeing it's now March and they've lost 2/12 of the calendar's worth. So that was the activities for us in February. It would be completely remiss of me if I didn't mention one person who, although not strictly a shanty activity, has done some amazing things this month. So Bill, aka Chili, one of our new members of the Shanty crew, took part as a team of 4, 2 vans, on a humanitarian aid convoy. Drove to Ukraine. So drove all across Germany and, all through Europe with a van or 2 vans full of generators, food, medical equipment to try and support the people of Ukraine in conjunction with a great charity called From Bristol with Love for Ukraine, which has done this trip on a number of occasions. And I know Bill did a big part of the driving over there, over 4 or 5 days there and back, huge distances, quite exhausting. And I think we all take our hats off to Bill for volunteering for this. It's a fantastic thing to do, and showed a huge amount of stamina to get through that long drive. So well done, Bill. We were all thinking about you and we're immensely proud of you. So moving on to March. Not mega busy, but we've got some things happening, this week, and then one more gig into March. So on Wednesday, if people didn't know, it's St Piran's Day, the patron saint of Cornwall. And all over Cornwall, and even up into Bristol now, lots of people have Trelawney shouts, where various shanty bands and folk singing groups get together and celebrate St Piran and Trelawney. So we're doing the same. We're over in Frampton Cotterell at the British Legion, and it's organised by them Bristol girls, and we'll be singing with the Seven Whalers and the Frampton Shantymen, and a young guy called Ben Nichols who will be singing. So the doors there open at 7. It's free entry. There's a bar which doesn't shut till 11:30. So please come along. I'm sure it's going to be a great evening, singing lots of great shanties and lots of Cornish songs. We're doing another private gig, really to support the Rev. It's at a nursing home, the St Joseph's Nursing Home for retired clergy, which should be interesting. So Rev's going to go along and I'm sure upset them with his normal chat and irreverence from the Rev. But anything we can do to support gigs like this, we try to do. The final gig of the month is on Saturday, which is at Clevedon Golf Club. And Tracy, the lady captain, is having her dinner. And why on earth she wants a group of hairy old men coming along to sing to her and her ladies, I have no idea. But she has asked us, and she's given us a generous donation. And I'm particularly happy we can support it because Tracy is a relative. Tracy is my cousin. So that should be great. I'm sure we'll have Clevedon Golf Club rocking. So that's it, I think, from the signaller, from the news of the Port of Bristol Shanty crew. Have a great March, and I'll be back in April to tell you all about the goings-on then. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ash. It's good to hear about our successful month. And of course, a big congratulations to Chili and all his mates that went over to Ukraine to deliver some essential supplies. He will, of course, talk to us in the near future. And if you come and find us at one of our many gigs, then please do come up and talk to him and he'll tell you more about it. Before we move on, we do have one extra news segment to let you know. This podcast has grown from strength to strength, and we're really, really grateful as a crew and as me as the host for you listening to us. And so it's absolutely right to let you know that this podcast is now sponsored by our good friends down by the Nova Scotia pub in Bristol. They are a wonderful pub that is now hosting us every couple of months as our permanent base. They are sponsoring this podcast to cover the cost of the hosting and the website. So a massive thank you to the Nova Scotia pub.
You're listening to Shipshape and Bristol Fashion, sponsored by the Nova Scotia Pub. Come down and see us on Bristol's historic harbour side.
So next up, we're going to pop down to the captain's quarters and listen to Nobby, who's going to talk to us about his song, The Corncrake.
It's summer sky and setting sun, Corncrate steamed on the Bristol run, brandy for the waiter's tray, sailors they have earned their pay. Oh, to see the Bristol town, loaded down with brandy, oh. Oh, to see the Bristol town, loaded down with brandy, oh, brandy, oh. The Corncrate was a ship that had a regular trade route between France and England, namely places like Bordeaux to the Bristol City docks. It belonged to the General Steam Navigation of London, who had quite a sizable fleet of ships. Many came into Bristol. A lot of them were named after birds, starling, blackbird, birds like that. And the ship would moor up in St. Augustine's Reach. The docks in those days were very busy, but it was still open to the public. You could walk off the centre, walk down where the waterfall now is, and walk down the side of the dock, either side. And on the starboard side, walking down the dock, you had ships like coming in from France and Ireland, Amsterdam, and of course Bordeaux. And on the other side, you'd have ships coming in, like local trade, like Colston, the Brandon, and you'd have sometimes the Dan ships coming in, which were known as the Red Boats. Ooh. And I've got a poem I wrote about that, about the Rimja Dan, and sights to be seen through the porthole. That's another story. Anyway, let's get back to the Corncrake. The Corncrake would unload cargoes of wine, brandy, port, all for like Harvey's and Avery's wine cellars, which was just off of the centre. Denmark Street was Harvey's main place, and just across the way from the Mandrake Club was Avery's, and I believe still is Avery's, and they have wine cellars there. So anyway, one day I was just idly looking through my notes that I used to make and whatnot, and the Corncrake appeared on in the script there, and I started to make up a song about it. And I think it must have been about 1996, something like that. You start to put things together, and is there anything you want to ask me, my little cherub, my media assistant?
No, I'm enjoying listening to what you're saying, really.
Are you?
1996.
That's marvellous. It's about then, I'll have to check that.
Did it take you very long to
No,
compose?
not really.
No.
I've got to admit I was teaching a class.
What, whilst you were composing?
Yeah, of youngsters, not usually well behaved, but I used to keep them in order fairly well. And that afternoon they were heads down doing these great big posters for of ships and whatnot. And in between things I started to make up this song. Got the tune in my head and it went on from there, and started jotting down words. And then I'd keep that in a notebook, and then sometimes when the children had gone to stay with their mother for an hour or two, I'd go and have a pint of Guinness down the Beehive Pub in Westbury on Enlees.
Yeah.
And I carry on writing words. And
Right.
that's where I wrote most of me poetry and songs and things like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So the general steam navigation, as I say, we're regular visitors to Bristol. But that's how the song came about, and what it does, it describes the voyage, basically, from Arthur Grannon's neck of the woods, which is Redcliffe Bay. As we know, Arthur lives right on the top of Redcliffe Bay, and he can see down the channel, and he can see everything that's coming in.
Good old art.
Yeah, good old art. And the voyage is really from Redcliffe Bay around by Kilkenny Bay and Portishead Point.
Right.
And describing that journey, the King Road Bell was the bell on a buoy, which the proper name of it was the Firefly buoy. It's still there, but no longer has a bell on it. And I always called it the King Road buoy because it was situated in what is known as King Road, which was a shipping lane. And if it was ever in the Royal Hotel, you could hear that, and as the tide came in or was going out, it would go up and down, ding dong, as the ripples and the waves went by, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then the ship then begins to enter into the haven of Avonmouth Dock, or what would now be in between Avonmouth Dock and Portbury Dock. Dangerous bit of water there because it bends right round, and the mud bank comes right out across the rivermouth from the Portbury side. And once you've navigated round there, you've got to wind your way up through the Avon, and we know it's very treacherous around by the Horseshoe Bend. Anyway, on the way down you'll pass a few landmarks like Pill on the Somerset side, and then St Vincent's Rock, that great big rock that comes out rock face from the port side by the suspension bridge, and then you start to come into the Cumberland Lock. Now the Cumberland Lock was the entrance to the Cumberland Basin, which would then lead on to the Bristol City Dock. And the great thing about the Bristol City Docks was they were right in the middle of town, and as I say, open, not officially, but open to the public. And you could go down there and, like by Prince Street Bridge, for example, and watch that, then the ship squeeze through that narrow gap. And they were good days. It was great days, and me and my mate used to cycle down there. And sometimes we'd go along by M-Shed, and that's from, it's another story this is, but we got invited on board a ship there, and the dockers were great. They said, "Hey, come on, boy, come on here, I'll get you on here." And the captain came, and I can always remember him with his white cap on and his blue sort of suit with all the brass buttons on, and he took us on board of this ship, and it was right at the bottom of opposite St Augustine's Reach there at the bottom. And you could look up the dock, and I can remember seeing the Corncrake moored there on the port side. And it was really quite an experience to look out of the window of this Dutch coaster and see all this stuff being unloaded, wood pulp and whatever. Anyway, that's another story. But it was a great thing going along the dock and speaking to these, dockers and stevedores and whatnot. A hell of a load of activity going on. And I can remember British Road Services lorries coming up there. You had to watch what you were doing a bit to keep out of the way, But the dockers were so friendly. It was quite an experience. And back to St Augustine's Reach, where about halfway up, that the Corncrake would moor up and come alongside.
I think all these landmarks that you've put in actually really, really help people to visualise. And, suddenly you wake up and you hear something like, I don't know, Hot Wells or Cumberland Lock, and you think, oh, I know what he's talking about. And that's what makes this quite sort of special, particularly to Bristolians. Yeah,
because there were also ships of the Bristol Steam Navigation that came in, and I always remember I wrote this song about the Juno.
Oh, yeah.
From Prince's Wharf to Dublin town, Juno steamed a voyage round. Dark as the night and light as the day, the Guinness boats are coming in. And I was singing that on board of a visiting sailing ship that came in to the Bristol Festival of the Sea, 1996. Mm-hmm. And I was singing it away, and a bloke come up to me afterwards, and he said, "Hey, nice to meet you. Borrady, I'm Captain Hamish Hugh Grant." And I was captain of the Juno. And we remained friends ever since, until his death a few years ago. And he was tremendous, and he told me all about the stories of what it was like going out to River Avon, out into the Channel and across the Irish Sea. Great man, Hamish Hugh Grant. I didn't do a very good Scotch accent then, did I? But I can do one.
I mean, I think it just goes to show that, you've experienced having a lot of contact with people who are on the sea and part of this whole experience of shanty life and everything. And that has come out in your different compositions, hasn't it?
The other one of my favourite ones was Spanish Oranges.
Oh my goodness, that's just a fantastic story.
I think I did a...
You did, yeah.
Podcast about that.
Yeah.
But
it'd
be nice if we could do it in the Port of Bristol Shanty crew.
Yeah.
They were really great days. The nice thing was... life was a lot different then, not that many years ago, but life was just a lot different. You could go down on the dock and people were doing a good old honest day's work, and they didn't mind young lads being down on the dockside, in the 70s and the 60s and the 70s.
Wow.
Because that's what the Corncrate is. It's a memory from those days.
Absolutely.
And I drew on my memories of those days to write most of my...
Well, you've lived this. You could tell through the...
in my book, which I haven't got together yet.
Which we're working on, aren't we? But, I mean, I think that your compositions, they do show that you've really experienced and lived through lots of these different...
Yeah. But there was so much activity down there. I mean, it was wonderful.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? That I know, but now that we live in Brixham, in Devon, you are finding you're learning about a lot of different things by walking around the harbour every day, aren't you? And
absolutely,
looking at all the different ships
and
so on.
Talking to fishermen.
Yeah, you made some fishermen friends, haven't you?
Yeah. Real fishermen.
Real fishermen. So seeing, their working life and how hard it all is. And
it's terribly hard. So I'll have to put some words together about that. I did have one actually. It's based on a song called Boston Harbour. From Brixham Harbour we set sail, the wind were blowing a devil of a gale, and so on and so forth. But, that's how it started things off.
Yeah, I think that's...
a couple of lines, and then you add a bit more and whatnot.
Yeah, be your next project, possibly.
Yeah. But going back to the Corncrate, it was a nice little ship. I think Oggy, that well-known Cornishman in the
Oggy,
Port of Bristol Shanty crew, that's him. Cornwall, my home.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all those girls that walked across the beach at Sennen. Yeah, he found a photograph of the Corncrate. I think he's including it maybe in the podcast.
I'm just looking through some of the different sort of songs you have composed, thinking geography has always been a very, very important part of your life, hasn't it?
Yeah,
thinking about
my walking days as well.
Yeah, so and it does come through, and I think that just actually mentioning these place names and different landmarks is something that brings it to life for other people if they.
Yeah, it is. And very often people come up and speak to me about places they knew that I've mentioned in my songs, or when they knew life along the dockside. Know,
it's a bit like when the Rev sings "Pill Pill."
That's right.
I can see a lot of people thinking, "Oh, I know."
He was a boy, was the Rev. He used to go across the ferry from the Lamplighters.
Oh.
Have a pint on the other side and come back. Ask him about it.
I will do. Quite a bit of reference to the pubs at the end of the whole
absolutely. That's
day working,
Yeah, I mean, that's where people would have meetings and just general conversation, really.
Well, we've seen it in Brixham, haven't we? The pubs there's one called the Sprat and Mackerel.
Oh, yeah, we don't go in there, do we? No. That's
it's not really for us.
We go in the one next door for the skippers. Bit cleaner and tidier. Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, there were ships used to go into Brixham, actually, cargo boats.
Yeah, do you know, we think about the Corncrake, the tune is just so lovely and catchy, isn't it? And
I hope so.
Well, yes, it is. And how do you get these
just come into my head?
Yeah. Well, I think I should know.
years of singing folk songs and all that sort of stuff, and every now and again something comes into my mind, and then, as you know, I will.
As I know,
sing it.
You will sing about virtually anything.
I wake you up in the morning and I send you to sleep at night.
Yes. Lullabies, etc. Yes.
Yeah.
All different tunes, different styles.
Yeah.
Like Spanish Oranges, going back to that, that's just so calming.
It is, I like
and
Spanish Oranges,
makes you
and it's
reflective.
all true as well.
I know.
It's all true in that
all
song.
of this,
Well, originally it started off as a poem or a piece of verse, and and it still is basically around that.
We'll have to get some of your poetry up together sometime.
Yeah, we've got to do it. Bristol Channel Rhymes.
Yeah.
Get myself in gear and get it sorted out. It'd be a nice thing to do. But I've got loads of other songs as well about. There was one about the provider of Newlyn. I can remember lying in bed.
Where's Newlyn? Sorry,
Newlyn's in Cornwall.
Oh, thank you.
Oggie's homeland.
Oh.
Yeah, and the provider was off fishing, and it got up to Lundy,
right,
and sank with loss of all lives. There were three brothers on there, the Bennett brothers, and they all went down. And I got a feeling it's still talked about in Newlyn today, in the Star pub, which was like the fisherman's pub.
Well, I've never forgotten really those sorts of...
The provider, she went down 100 miles from Newlyn town. Yeah, that's the chorus.
Yeah.
And the verse went, the day of Monday, the 6th of November, is a day I shall remember. And so on and so forth. Anyway, that's another story.
Very moving. Yeah, it's just a thing.
But, it often came about the names of these ships and places that I know are what I usually write about, because I can remember going there either as a child or when I've been out walking and things,
And paint. of course.
Paint, of course.
You know,
yeah.
you've painted.
We're looking
lots
at a picture of Lundy Island as we speak.
We are indeed.
Yeah.
Well, that was the background for
Background for the calendar.
calendar shot. Yes.
Yeah, Mr. February.
Oh, and now you're
Oh, I've had some
old
calls.
news now. You're
I've
March.
had some calls about that.
I'm sure you have. Yeah.
Women lining up here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, I've got that competition, haven't I?
Oh, my word, my word.
But yes,
my word.
yes, you've painted some amazing different, all sorts of different crafts and different scenes that are important to you.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I've got to get organised on all that down in Brixham.
Yes.
I actually have got a drawing of the Corncrake.
Well, that's what I thought you had.
It's down there, in a frame. I must get it out.
Yeah.
Photograph it and send it on to Oggy.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah. He's a great guy, and a great singer.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
We got to do that song of his,
He's a bouncy singer too, isn't he?
Yeah.
He enters
great.
into it all.
He's our newest member.
Well, yeah, and you've got your amazing on the fire chili, haven't you?
Oh, Chili, my
Yeah,
word.
no.
Well, what can I say about him? Fantastic. He always wants his money paid down.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a bit about the Corncrate and a bit about a few other things as well.
Yeah, and you did have a really brilliant evening last night, didn't you?
Oh, it was wonderful down in Lamyatt.
Yeah, just to say, I mean, that was such an enjoyable
Saw a few
experience.
family members.
I know.
Yeah. We sang the Corncrake and Welshback Key. And I needed my assistant to come forward on that.
Yes, it was a bit touch and go.
It was all right. I didn't need it in the end, but
no, but your technical assistant managed to
that is wonderful.
Get the words back for you. Because why is it then that you can't remember the words of the songs that you've written?
Because I've written them. I don't like to feel like I'm a show-off.
I know that.
Basically.
Yeah.
And that's why I put them at the back of my mind as opposed in the forefront of my mind.
Exactly. You don't really sing your compositions at home. You sing other things and a lot of made-up things.
Loads of songs, loads of songs.
Yeah, you don't practice them. But you did, I think you sang it perfectly, didn't you, last night?
I think I did.
Yeah, no mistakes whatsoever, so you can do it.
Oh, I know I can do it. It's just that I don't want to feel I'm
You're very modest, that's the thing, isn't it?
show-off,
Yeah, and no one's ever going to think you're a show-off. Anyway, there we
There we
go.
go. Thank you, Mrs.
Yes.
Mrs. Dye.
That's all right,
The
Mr.
one
Dye.
and only.
Yes, okay then.
Teresa.
Nobby Dye.
Oh, my Teresa,
Yeah.
the girl I took out to sea.
No,
I never knew what she would be, but then along came some strife. She became my wife.
This is a new one to me.
Just made it up. Top
I
of
know,
the head.
you do it all the time.
I need a recorder with me all the time.
Right, I think we ought to end it now. That might get a bit personal. Anyway, well done. That was lovely. Finding out all sorts of different random things about your sea shanty life and singing.
There's loads more to it than that, but
but we haven't got all day, have we?
just having a Sunday afternoon chat, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, like we do. Anyway, time for you to say your
Right.
farewells.
Farewell. I'm off to sea now.
Aye.
Got to go out across the bay, cast a line in the water, and see if I can catch some fish for me tea.
I thought you were going out for a pizza, actually.
Oh, well, I am.
Okay.
I was just making up.
I know, exactly. Anyway, okay, well done, that's great.
It was great night last night, and
Yes.
everybody sang so well.
In
Poor
Lamyatt.
old Doc with his bad throat and stuff, he did brilliantly. And Chuffer, wow, Chuffer.
Yeah, well, everybody was brilliant, weren't they?
Yeah,
It was
they
all
were
fun.
everybody.
Yeah,
John, Phil, and Arthur Grannon, well, I mean, I hear that the Naples Opera House is after him.
Oh, well, not surprised.
Yeah.
The voice like that.
Rumour, I think a call came through this morning to him about that.
Really?
Yeah, somebody.
It's going to be a great loss to the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew.
Oh, I think you stay with us, don't you?
I hope so,
Yeah.
yes.
Very loyal, very loyal.
And how about all the people that have, was it Chile and Chuffer that have just been out to Corncrate?
But, this is the great thing about it. In the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew, we're all very good, loyal friends.
Absolutely.
And those two had been out to Ukraine. They've been there and back, and got back, safely, which is the most important thing of all. But it was wonderful.
Yeah.
There's so much goodness in the group. I love every bit of it. Best thing that I've ever belonged to.
Like a proper family.
Yeah, it is.
Shanty family.
It is indeed.
Okie doke. Well, shall we sign off now?
Yeah, sign off now. Oggy, Oggy, Oggy.
Oi, oi, oi. Bye-bye, Nobby.
Each summer sky, setting sun, the Corncrate steams on the Bristol run. Brandy for the waiter's tray, the sailors say I've earned their pay.
Oh, see the Bristol town, load it down with brandy, oh. Oh, see the Bristol town, load it down with brandy, oh, with brandy, oh.
Thank you, Nobby. That was really interesting. It's always great to get a real good deep dive history of some of the songs that you've written and some of the kind of context around some of the words that we sing. So thank you, Nobby. That was great. And of course, a special thank you to Teresa, who is on hand, that is Nobby's wife, to ensure that the technical components are fulfilled to recording his voice.
This is the Barnacle Boys. We're an a cappella sea shanty crew from the North Somerset area. Thanks to the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew for lending us your fine ears for the next few minutes. The Barneys have been together for over 13 years and perform at concerts, festivals and private events, all in aid of Children's Hospice Southwest and the RNLI. We've recently gone live on streaming and download platforms with our latest album entitled Mermaid. I'm Stu and I did a short recording with some of the boys at our weekly practice in Clevedon, over a few pints. You'll mainly now hear from Rod, who leads on the title track of our album Mermaid, and he'll give you a bit of background too.
How did you come up with the idea?
We always thought Mermaid was one of our most popular live performances, so we sort of made that the signature. But if you look what's on the CD, we go from Pill and Auckland to the Bluff, so we're off shooting over to New Zealand. We do a pique à la Baleine, so we do a bit of French. And we've got Grey Funnel Line, which is all about the Royal Navy, which is all over the world, of course. But we just stuffed it with songs that we really enjoy singing, and actually, what better to do than that?
When I was a lad in a fishing town, the old man said to me, you can spend your life, your jolly life, just sailing on the sea. You can search the world for pretty girls till your eyes are weak and dim. But don't go searching for a mermaid, son, if you don't know how to swim.
Why do you think Mermaid gets such a good reception?
I think it's a bit suggestive to be a little bit smusty, but it's not, is it?
Well, can I ask a question? What do you generally prefer, the upper part or the lower part? I'm referring you back to the song. Listen to the lyrics, you'll find out.
I think the lower part, it's easier to fill it. There's a double entendre there, which was just not intended.
My very first day at sea, I seen a mermaid and the waves are reaching out to me. Come with me in the sea, said she, down to the ocean floor, and I'll show you a million wondrous things you've never seen before.
It might be worth mentioning Shel Silverstein, who actually wrote the original version. The Shel Silversteins were a really wacky pop artist of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and he did a lot of poetry, a lot of lyrics, but he wrote The Mermaid. He died in 1999. Always be grateful to him.
She fed me shrimp and caviar upon a coral dish. From her head to her waist she was just me taste, but the rest of her was fish. 'Cause her hair was green.
Yeah, the recording studio, Dockside Studios in Bristol. They've done all our 3 CDs, and they were brilliant. One of our star members, Kev, of course, did the artwork, because it was just superb.
Not like the tale.
But then one day, she swam away. So I sang to the coral and the whales. Oh, how I miss her seaweed hair and the silver shine of her scales. But then her sister, she swam by and set my heart a whirl, 'cause her upper part was an ugly fish, but her bottom part was girl.
'Cause her hair was green as seaweed, her skin was blue and pale, her legs they were a work of art. I love that girl with all my heart,
And I don't give a damn about the upper part,
'cause that's how he gets his tail. Yo!
That's a take.
So, that's Mermaid by the Barnacle Boys, spelt B-U-O-Y-S, and you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, basically anywhere you get your digital music from. If you want a CD of it, just visit our website, barnacleboys.co.uk, and follow us on Facebook to find out where our next live performances are. Thanks for listening, and thanks again to the Port of Bristol Shanty crew.
So next up, we've got some audio for you, and I'm going to hand over to the Rev, who will introduce this segment.
Hello then, listeners. Last night we had a very special gig. We travelled down to the wilds of South Somerset to a little village called Lamyatt, just outside of Shepton Mallet. And we went there to sing at the village hall to support the local church heating fund. Now, the reason we went to Lamyatt was that Nobby has very close links with that village. His Auntie Mary and Uncle Jack lived there for a long, long time. Uncle Jack used to did woodwork and used to make bits and pieces, including coffins for the villagers. And of course, his place was in the dead centre of Lamyatt. His Auntie Mary ran the post office from her home. And while we were there, Nobby bumped into a long-lost cousin, Steve. So that was a delight for him. A few years ago, when I was a working vicar, Nobby did me the honour of asking me to inter his mother's ashes in the village of Lamyatt, in the church graveyard, in the grave of Uncle Jack and Auntie Mary. So in a sense, last night was coming full circle for Nobby. It was a wonderful gig. The audience were just tremendous. Their enthusiasm and response to our singing was second to none. All the crew, we had a very full crew there last night, and everyone sang their hearts out. It was a marvellous evening. We all enjoyed ourselves. We all sampled a drop of the local cider made from apples grown only 5 miles away from the village. It's a gig that will linger long in our memories. Wonderful time. Very much appreciated being invited there. Okay, shipmates, bye for now. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are the entertainment. We are the Port of Bristol Shanty crew. We are.
We were left home anyway.
We are famous all around North Somerset and Bristol, in South Gloucestershire. We've even been invited back to a couple of places. Now, we've been described in many, many ways, and I think my favourite description, which I think fits us very well, and we'll see if you agree a bit later on. This bloke wrote, the Port of Bristol Shanty crew, the triumph of enthusiasm over talent.
Not far wrong.
So, now we all got different nicknames. He hadn't really got one, but his name's Nobby. Now, Nobby is an unusual person in many, many ways.
In many ways.
I'll say a bit more about Nobby later, because he is rather unusual. many ways. But I think we better start. We're going to start off with a good old rollicking shanty. Nobody's going to sing it. Santiana.
South Australia.
South Australia. South Australia.
Very enthusiastic.
Enthusiasm. Come back twice.
Mean to carry on.
Right. Nobby's going to start us off with a little rollicking shanty called South Australia.
South Australia I was born.
Heave away, haul away.
South Australia round Cape Horn.
We're bound for South Australia. All the way, you rolling kings. Heave away, haul away. All the way, you'll hear me sing. We're bound for South Australia.
As I walked out one morning fair,
heave away, haul away.
There I met Miss Nancy Blair.
We're bound for South Australia.
My grandfather turned his grave in that one, I think.
You may have noticed that there were some harmonies in there. That was completely unintentional. And I have told him to stop it. But we shall see. Now, this marvellous figure of a man here. Oh no, sir, not you. Oh, come on. This is Arthur, known as Art. So come on, Arthur, and he's going to sing another rollicking shanty, actually. Yes, you are.
All right.
It's called Whip Jamboree.
And now, me lads, be of good cheer, for the Irish coast will soon draw near, and then we'll set sail for the old Cape Clear. Ah, come and get your oats, my son.
Whip jamboree, our pigtails sail high, coming up behind. Whip jamboree, oh, come get your oats, my son.
And now, me lads, Cape Clear's in sight. We'll be off on the head by tomorrow night, and then we'll set sail for the old Cape Light. Ah, come and get your oats, my son.
Whip jamboree, our pigtails sail and coming up behind. Whip jamboree, oh, come and get your oats, my son.
Very right. Now, looking out at you, you scrub up very well indeed. I wish I had this many in my congregation to be honest. Never mind. Perhaps I should sing some sea shanties. Now I can see, just looking at you, that you are a cut above the usual audience that we sing to. And I suspect that many of you are aware of Homer's Odyssey, and I suspect one or two of you may have read it in the original Greek. Now, this song was written by a great friend of ours called Tom Lewis, a great shanty singer and a great shanty songwriter. And he based this song not completely on the Odyssey, but it is in there. Because if you read the Odyssey, you will remember that brave Odysseus has a pretty bad time at sea, doesn't enjoy it very much at all. And so when he eventually gets back to land, he thinks to himself, there is no way I am going back on the water. So what he did was a bit unusual, I must admit, but what he did was he put an anchor over his shoulder and started marching inland. And he said, when someone says to me, what's that funny thing you've got on your shoulder? He'd know that he was far enough away from the sea never to go back. Now, unfortunately, tragedy for Tom Lewis, he couldn't think of a rhyme for anchor. I know, tanker, yeah, I know. Anyway, so he carries, it's nearly as bad actually, he carries an oar, a rowing oar, over his shoulder. Not the door. It's called marching in. Not the door. Not the door. If one of our little grandchildren thinks I'm marching inland with an oar, a door over my shoulder. Right, how's it go? Hang on.
Right key.
I don't does it go?
Lord Nelson.
Oh, yeah.
We practice, you know.
Lord Nelson knew the perfect way to cure your mild mare. Yeah, French. And if you pay attention, his secret I will share. To any seasick sailor, he gives this advice for free. If you're feeling sick, sit underneath a tree. 'Cause
I'm marching inland from the shore. Over my shoulder I'm carrying an oar. When someone asks me what is that funny thing you've got, then I know I'll never go to sea no more, no more. Then I know I'll never go to sea no more.
Now Columbus, he set sail to find out if the world was round. He kept on sailing to the west, where it might be, until he ran aground. He thought he'd found the Indies, but he'd found the USA. I know some navigators who can still do that today. So
I'm marching inland from the shore. Over my shoulder I'm carrying an oar. When someone asks me what is that funny thing you've got, then I know I'll never go to sea no more, no more. Then I know I'll never go to sea no more.
there were definitely some harmonies in that last chorus.
Sorry. We're going to get a reputation.
Will you cut it out? Now, I'm going to introduce you now to the, I think he's the tallest member of the group. Yeah, I think so. That's Chuffer. Not me. It's not really his name. We call him Chuffer. That's his nickname because he used to work on the railways.
No. What? 38 years I was employed by the railway. In those 38 years, how many words I'm not quite so sure. Railway by trade, yes.
He's going to sing actually another Tom Lewis song, The Last Shanty.
The Last Shanty is about how things have changed in the Royal Navy. My uncle served on the Hermes. The Hermes was an aircraft carrier in the 70s and 80s, and it was at the height of the naval technology at that particular time. But although he was on the Hermes, his trade was a sail maker. So the sail maker was steel trades or grades, which hark back to Nelson's Navy. And this song kind of does a bit of a comparison between the old and the new. My uncle used to tell me when I was just a lad, a sailor's life was very hard, the food was always bad. But now I've joined the Navy, I'm aboard a man of war, and now I find a sailor ain't a sailor anymore.
Don't hold on the rope, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be your last. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor ain't a sailor anymore.
The killick of our mess, he says we have it soft. It wasn't like this in his day when he was up aloft. We like our bunks in sleeping bags, but what's a hammock for? Swinging from the deckhead or lying on the floor.
Don't hold on the rope, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be your last. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor ain't a sailor anymore.
Calling Doctor Who. Calling Doctor Who. Essequibo River Run. Are you not well?
I can't. Can you find a doctor?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll be right. Have you not seen
In fact, seriously, we call him Doc for two reasons. One, he is such a fanatic about Doctor Who.
That's true.
Really, really true. And he's also a GP. And if you go in, I've been told, if you go into his consulting room, there is a Dalek. Is that right?
There is, yeah.
couple of days each, back that big.
And lots of memorabilia.
Yeah, clues in the hat.
So if you want an appointment, see him afterwards. If you've got a bad back or anything, he'll be only delighted to talk to you. And if you want an appointment, how long have you got to wait now? Not very long.
I can give you a telephone appointment in about 8.5 weeks.
Damn good, I think. Right, now this is a song. It's unique. It's unique to Doc because no one else sings it like he sings it, unfortunately. And it's called Essequibo River. But he, with a sort of his mastery of music, he sort of does a sort of medley and merges it in with Cape Cod Girls and sometimes something else. But we shall see what he does tonight. Essequibo River.
Apologies, a bit of an occupational hazard, but there's 5 viruses doing the rounds at the moment, and I think I've had all 5 of them since November. I've had a cough for about 3.5 months. I'm not infectious. It just doesn't do wonders for the diaphragm. Anyway. Oh, the Essequibo River is the king of rivers, oh!
Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh!
The Essequibo River is the king of rivers, oh!
Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh! Somebody, oh, Johnny, somebody, oh! Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh! Somebody, oh, Johnny, somebody, oh! Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh!
The Essequibo bosun is the king of bosuns, oh!
Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh!
The Essequibo bosun is the king of bosuns, oh!
Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh! Somebody, oh, Johnny, somebody, oh! Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh! Somebody, oh, Johnny, somebody, oh! Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh!
The Essequibo Sally is the queen of sallies, oh!
Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh!
The Essequibo Sally is the queen of sallies, oh!
Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh! Somebody, oh, Johnny, somebody, oh! Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh! Somebody, oh, Johnny, somebody, oh! Ba-dee-cha-na-na, we are somebody, oh!
Cape Cod girls ain't got no combs.
Heave away, haul away.
They comb their hair with codfish bones.
Bound away for Australia. Heave her up, me bully, bully boys. Heave away, haul away. Heave her up and don't you make a noise. Bound away for Australia.
Cape Cod boys ain't got no sleds.
Heave away, haul away.
They slide down the dunes on codfish heads.
Bound away for Australia. Heave her up, me bully, bully boys. Heave away, haul away. Heave her up and don't you make a noise. Bound away for Australia.
Cape Cod folks ain't got no ills.
Heave away, haul away.
Cause the Cape Cod doctor gives them codfish pills.
Bound away for Australia. Heave her up, me bully, bully boys. Heave away, haul away. Heave her up and don't you make a noise. Bound away for Australia.
I wish I was a rating aboard a man of war.
Sam's gone away aboard a man of war.
I wish I was a rating aboard a man of war.
Sam's gone away aboard a man of war. Pretty work, brave boys, pretty work, I say. Sam's gone away aboard
aboard a man of war. Pretty work, brave boys, pretty work, I say. Sam's gone away aboard a man of war.
I wish I was a captain aboard a man of war.
Sam's gone away aboard a man of war.
Well, I wish I was a captain aboard a man of war.
Sam's gone away aboard a man of war. Pretty work, brave boys, pretty work, I say. Sam's gone away aboard a man of war. Pretty work, brave boys, pretty work, I say. Sam's gone away aboard a man of war.
I wish I was an admiral aboard a man of war.
Sam's gone away aboard a man of war.
Well, I wish I was an admiral aboard a man of war.
Sam's gone away aboard a man of war. Pretty work, brave boys, pretty work, I say. Sam's gone away aboard a man of war. Pretty work, brave boys, pretty work, I say. Sam's gone away aboard a man of war.
Oh, the Essequibo River is the king of rivers all.
Buddy ta-na-na, we are somebody, oh.
The Essequibo River is the king of rivers all.
Buddy ta-na-na, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh, Johnny, somebody, oh. Buddy ta-na-na, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh, Johnny, somebody, oh. Buddy ta-na-na, we are somebody, oh. Somebody, oh, Johnny, somebody, oh. Bound away for Australia.
We've already received a request, but we're going to keep singing anyway. So, this one's called Captain Nipper. 'Twas the 14th of September. Oh, well, I do remember. I nearly broke me poor old mother's heart, for I shipped with Captain Nipper on a big four-masted clipper and bore way down south to foreign parts.
And the wind began to blow, and the ship began to roll, and the devil of a hurricane did blow, aye-oh, and it nearly knocked the stuffing from the good ship Ragamuffin. We thought to the bottom we would go.
So we hoisted up the anchor, and we set the jib and spanker, and the pilot took us to the harbour's mouth. And then on the pole we started, and from the tug we started, with a compass reading east nor west by south.
And the wind began to blow, and the ship began to roll, and the devil of a hurricane did blow, aye-oh, and it nearly knocked the stuffing from the good ship Ragamuffin. We thought to the bottom we would go.
Strictly speaking, this is not a sea song, but it does come from the time of the Napoleonic Wars. And those of you who are fans of Sharp will maybe recognise this tune.
No, that's your singing, very sharp tonight.
Nobby was there when there's no respect for the clergy.
And it's a folder as well.
Right, Artie's going to sing Over the Hills and Far Away.
What?
Yeah, good. Yeah, down Burrington Coombe, that'll be fine.
It's 40 shillings on the drum to those who volunteer to come to list and fight the foe today, over the hills and far away.
Over the hills and over the plain, through Flanders, Portugal and Spain, King George commands and we obey, over the hills and far away.
When duty calls, then I must go to stand and fight another foe. But part of me will always stray over the hills and far away.
Over the hills and over Maine, through Flanders, Portugal and Spain. King George commands and we obey. Over the hills and far away.
If I
When we formed this little group about 2.5, 3 years ago, we nearly didn't let Art in because he can sing so much better than us. Thanks, Art. That was lush. All right, now, Chili.
Oh, hey.
Chili. Now this is Chili. Yeah. Now Chili is a sort of shy, retiring type. So we need to coax him out of his corner there, and he's going to sing the oldest known shanty. It's over 1,000 years old, and it's just Viking shanty, and it's called "My Mother Told Me." Oh, tell you what, we called him Chili, by the way, because he eats chilies like there's no tomorrow. And not just little chilies you get in Tesco, absolutely Californian...
Stupid ones.
Stupid
chilies and everything.
He, honestly, I've seen him do it.
My wife would testify to the stupidity that I do.
Yeah. Does he do it at home as well, does he?
Is that right? Is that right? You had one that was so hot you had to stand out in your underpants for 3 days.
Yeah. I have no shame, and the neighbours go, what's he done now? Right, this one is currently, if anybody watches Netflix, anyone watch Netflix? No. There's a series on there, if you ever get into it, it's called Viking. And they sing this throughout it for some reason, I don't know why. Right. My mother told me one day I will buy a galley with good oars, sail to distant shores, stand upon the prow, noble bark I steer, steady course to the haven, hew many foemen, hew many foemen.
My mother told me someday I will buy galley with good oars, sail to distant shores, stand upon the prow, noble bark I steer, steady course to the haven, hew many foemen, hew many foemen. My mother told me someday I will buy galley with good oars, sail to distant shores, stand upon the prow, noble bark I steer, steady course to the haven, hew many foemen, hew many foemen. My mother told me someday I will buy galley with good oars, sail to distant shores, stand upon the prow, noble bark I steer, steady course to the haven, hew many foemen, hew many foemen.
There we are. Oh yeah. And Chili, only yesterday you got back.
Thursday.
You didn't go as well, did you?
No, I went before.
These two have been responsible for taking a load of supplies over to Ukraine. Generation.
Very humbling, I tell you.
Certainly. Well, we're very proud of them.
But your mug hat didn't go down very well, did it?
No, it didn't.
All right, now. Oh yeah, we got Bill. Now, this is old Bill.
Yeah.
You can probably guess why we call him old Bill.
I was an accountant.
No. He was a police officer in what was then Her Majesty's Constabulary.
Yeah, I recognise quite a few people here.
They paid the price.
I know.
Their sentence is now spent.
I know.
But
we're the ones doing community service orders now.
there's a few in the back here, though.
Yeah.
Try and watch top 10 of it.
Right, now he's going to sing one that you might well remember from COVID days, The Weatherman.
We're bad enough singers, we can't start doing jigs as well. There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The wind blew up her, bowed it down. Oh, blow, my bully boys, blow.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right well bore. The captain called all hands and swore, we'll take that whale in tow.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Before the boats had hit the water, the whale's tail came up in quarter. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her as she dived down low.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
No line was cut, no well was freed. The captain's mind was not of greed. He belonged to the Welsman creed. She took that ship in tow.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's been cut, the whale's not gone. The whaleman makes his regular call to encourage the captain's crew and all.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Well done, Bill. By popular request, Nobbie's not going to sing again. Hey! No, he is. Hey! He is. He is the Shanty man personified, this bloke.
Shanty royalty.
He's been singing. Yeah, he is, hasn't he? He's been singing shanties.
No, it's not me next. It's Oggy.
Oh yeah, go back. Oggy!
For a build-up. For a build-up.
It's so smooth, isn't it? Yeah. Honestly, it's like
it's so professional.
Now, Oggy is a fairly new member of the group, and we call him Oggy because he comes from Cornwall. You know, Oggy. Yeah. Call him Oggy. He loves pasties, all that. Directly, don't you? Directly.
And more important, he does all our podcasts.
He does podcasts. And he'll tell you, our podcasts have to be heard to be believed. Seriously.
They almost sound
Ship, shape and Bristol fashion.
Acknowledgement.
So go on to your favourite podcast thing, whatever that might be, and put in ship, shape and Bristol fashion. We've got a whole load of them, which...
You get to hear about you, actually, and Nobby as well.
Yeah, all the crew get mentioned. Anyway, it's really good, honestly, it really is good.
And he'll prove to you it is cream on top of the jam. Is it not?
Jump first every time.
Well, I was down in Cornwall recently and this bloke was really whipping the crowd up. He said, "We're going to build a great big wall between Devon and Cornwall. And who's going to pay for it? Devon!" Right, okay. Right, it's called All the Way, Joe.
When I was just a little lad, oh so me mommy told me, away, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. If I didn't kiss the girls, my lips will go all mouldy. Away, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Away, hey, haul away, we'll haul away together. Away, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe. Away, hey, haul away, we'll haul for better weather. Away, haul away, we'll haul away, Joe.
And now a man who needs no introduction, because I've introduced him at least 3 times by mistake. It's Nobby Die. Small but perfectly formed. Anyway, it's called Nelson's Blood.
Oh, we're doing that one.
Yeah, we are. Right. That one is. It's like a jukebox. Now we're doing it now. And this is based on, I don't know if it's an urban myth or a sea myth or whatever it might be, but I think it's got a lot of truth in it. You remember Admiral Lord Nelson was stood on the quarterdeck of HMS Victory, and a dastardly Frenchman up in the a Frenchman up in the rigging of a French man o' war looked down his musket and aimed at our dear Lord Nelson, who was shot and died. What a shame. And they said, well, we can't just chuck him over the side like we usually do. We need to take him back to England for a proper state funeral. So they said, yeah, we'll do that. So they had to, they've got to keep the body reasonably fresh, you see. So they stuck him in a barrel of spirits. Yeah. It's thought to be rum. And they put the top on him, that was it. Put him down below. And the sailors, being sailors, used to nip down at night and they tapped the bottom of the barrel and they used to take a little top. And by the time they got back to Portsmouth, there was sod all left in that barrel. It had all gone. But anyway, whether that's true or not, I hope it is actually. It's a good little thing. And for years in the Royal Navy, the rum top was called Nelson's Blood. So this is why this song got its name. Here not.
Oh, a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind, and we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll all hang on behind.
As you can probably tell, we've spent hours rehearsing that song.
I haven't heard that one before.
That's probably the best one that we've done, actually.
You missed the line. A gig at Glastonbury wouldn't do us any harm.
Finish. Thank you, Michael. It's a disco.
Right, we're going to finish this, our first set, with Calling on Doc again. And it's a song that comes from the whalemen who used to come down from the Arctic to the Hawaiian Islands for a bit of R&R. And they wrote this song, nice song, and you'll see it's John Kanaka. Kanaka was the Hawaiian word for man, and the sailors couldn't pronounce the proper names of the Hawaiian men, so they called them all John Kanaka.
I thought I heard the Reverend say, oh, John Kanaka Naka Tulaye. Today it's a holiday. Oh, John Kanaka Naka Tulaye. Tulaye, oh, Tulaye. John Kanaka Naka Tulaye. We're outward bound at break of day. Oh, John Kanaka to lie.
We're outward bound for Frisco Bay.
John Kanaka to lie.
You are listening to Shipshape and Bristol Fashion. Find out more by visiting pobshantycrew.co.uk/podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry we're back. And I'd like to introduce you to the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew charity calendar. I know it's marked, but they are going very cheap, and we based it on sort of calendar girls. So here's a picture of Nobby.
Fortunately, there's only 28 days. What about January? January. Get January.
Here's a picture of old Bill, the former police officer. How does he keep the hat? I'm quite impressed with that.
Rev.
What?
He's behind you.
Anyway, we are selling these, but for a very, very
What we're going to do is we'll leave a little pile here, and if anyone wants to buy one and the money will go to the church funds, then
we'll do that. We'll do that. Okay. Any contribution? Yeah. Anything you'd like to contribute, preferably money, would be very gratefully received. Right, now we're going back to Nobby. The song that I introduced him right at the beginning, he's actually going to sing now. And it's Santiana.
Oh, Santiana, on the day he away, Santiana.
And General Taylor ran away
all on the plains of Mexico.
And it's
heave her up and away we'll go. Heave away, Santiana. Heave her up and away we'll go. All on the plains of Mexico.
The smartest ship that you can find is
Hey now, ho, are you must done?
She's the Margaret Evans of the Blue Star Line.
Clear away the track and let the bull guide run with a hey, rig a jig and a jaunting gun. Hey now, ho, are you must done? With Eliza Lee all on my knee. Clear away the track and let the bull guide run.
And now, by popular demand, Chili is returning.
Chili.
Alex actually demanded.
Come on, Chili. Pay me money now.
Strong following. Right, this is going to be your moment to shine. Yeah, I know.
By comparison with us, you mean?
Yeah. We are a glowing ember, you will be a bonfire.
Don't look at October.
So this one is called Pay Me My Money Down. And if I say, pay me, you'll shout,
Pay me.
Very good.
Try that again.
Pay me.
Pay me.
Try this side. Pay me.
Pay me.
Hey, email friends. Good. Yeah, I've got you more people over there. You thought it'd be louder, wouldn't you? Go on. That's it. I thought I heard the captain say,
Pay me my money down.
tomorrow is our sailing day.
Pay me my money down.
Pay me.
Pay me.
Pay me.
Pay me. Pay me my money down. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my money down.
As soon as the boat had passed the bar,
Pay me my money down.
the captain hid me down with a spar.
Pay me my money down.
Pay me.
Pay me.
Pay me.
Pay me. Pay me my money down. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my money down.
genius.
Not me again.
Corncrate, mate. Corncrate. Now, he's not only a really good shanty singer, but he writes some fantastic songs of the sea. So popularly that they're sung by a lot of other groups. And the only drawback, really, is that he can never remember the words of his own song. He's pretty bad than other people.
I've had it written on me hat in the past.
He has, all up his arm. He got all sweaty and it all went running.
Sweaty on my arm. It come off. I had a felt tip pen and it all went like that. Yeah.
So,
these two.
Oh, too much information, mate. All right. Now, this is a song what he wrote called Corncrake. It's named after a ship that used to come out of Bristol, back in again hopefully. And it was sung. Well, it's been sung by the Fisherman's Friends on one of their albums.
Who were they?
And never heard of them myself. And when they had the big G7.
Did you hear that, Rev?
Well,
They done Glastonbury.
Eh?
Does anyone here know Emily?
Please. My ambition is to sing at Glastonbury Festival. It's a Bath in West show, mate. I want a Valley Fest. We did that. Yeah.
Even if it's on the burger van.
I don't care. In my younger days, I was an avid Glastonbury attender. And I really, really would love to end my days having known my son.
Tiny violation.
Yes.
Can you hurry up or you might be?
Someone of your servants.
What am I talking about?
The summer sky is setting sun, the Corncrate steams on the Bristol run. Brandy for the waiters' tray, sailors they have earned their pay.
Oh, see the Bristol town, loaded down with brandy-o. Oh, see the Bristol town, loaded down with brandy-o, the brandy-o.
Rolling on to the deep green day, towards the hills of Redcliffe Bay. Corncrate steams upon her way from the moonlit night to the break of day.
Yes!
Right there.
All right, John, over there at the back, how you doing?
Another one on this is wrong now. Join in, please.
Is he awake?
Blow the man down, bully, blow the man down.
Way, blow the man down.
Blow him right back into old Bristol town.
Give me some time to blow the man down.
As I was a-walking down Baldwin Street to me.
Way, blow the man down.
A charming young damsel I chanced on to meet.
Give me some time to blow the man down.
Right. Oh, it's me. Okay. As we travelled down here, we went through Pensford, and it reminded us of Ackerbilk, of course. So we're going to get a clarinet out now and do Strangers Stranger on the Shores. A bit of sea song, isn't it? Anyway, but we're not going to sing that. We're going to sing another famous Somerset boy, no longer with us now, Adge Cutler. A lot of you will remember Adge Cutler in the Wurzels. Unfortunately, Adge died in a car accident, but he wrote some beautiful little songs. All very local.
Cider for me.
Well, he did like cider, yeah, he did. But anyway, this is a song that he wrote about a little town on the other side of the River Avon from Bristol side, from the Shirehampton side, a little town called Pill. And he wrote this song about the Pill ferry. There used to be a ferry that used to go across the River Avon from Pill to the Shirehampton side, and all the Pill boys would go over, have a few pints in the lamplighters, then back on the ferry over to the pubs in Pill. So it's the only song the Vatican tried to ban, actually. It's called Pill Pill. Okay. When When the nights be dark and stormy, and the bitter north wind blows, across the fields from Shirehampton, where the muddy Avon flows, there the pill lads gaily ride, over on the ferry to the other side. The boats start swinging, you'll hear them singing, a-rolling on the tide.
We're rolling, pill, pill, I love thee still, even though I'm leaving. Pill, pill, I love thee still, when the ferry boat starts heaving. A rain down pours, thunder roars, a lightning flashes bright. You'll be better by far in the Duke of the Star than on the old Pill ferry tonight.
Take me where it's warm and cosy, down with them happy boys, where the cheeks be red and rosy, hobblers and cobblers and hobbledy hoys, where the chilling winter sleet creeps along the riverside, chills your feet. You'll hear the sound for miles around, coming down the street.
We're coming, pill, pill, I love thee still, even though I'm leaving. Pill, pill, I love thee still, when the ferry boat starts heaving. A rain down pours, thunder roars, a lightning flashes bright. You'll be better by far in the Duke of the Star than on the old Pill ferry tonight.
Well, hang on a minute. I better just check out.
It's me next, and I'm going to sing a song that normally would be sung by our lovely little Welsh friend Terry, known as Skipper. He can't be with us today, he's poorly, but he has the voice for canary, which I don't. He was a miner, which is probably appropriate, he sings like a canary. So this song is about the Mollymawk. The Mollymawk was the name that the sailors attributed to the albatross. And they used to believe that the Mollywawk was the spirit of dead sailors whose spirits had risen up to the skies, and they soared over the top of Cape Horn. Every song features Cape Horn for some reason. It's not a place that I think anyone should ever go to.
No.
Oh, the Southern Ocean is a lonely place, where the storms are many and the shelter scarce. Over troubled waters and restless skies, you will see that Mollywawk wheel and fly.
Down upon the Southern Ocean sailing, down below Cape Horn. Won't you ride the wind and go, white seabird? Won't you ride the wind and go, Mollymawk? Down upon the Southern Ocean sailing, down below Cape Horn.
See that Mollymawk fly on his great white wings, and oh, what a lonely song he sings. He's got no compass and he's got no gear, and nobody knows how the Mollymawk steers.
Down upon the Southern Ocean sailing, down below Cape Horn. Won't you ride the wind and go, white seabird? Won't you ride the wind and go, Mollymawk? Down upon the Southern Ocean sailing, down below Cape Horn.
lady.
It's another Bristol-based song. He's written a song about Welshback Quay. It's something you might know going to Bristol, down by the landlubber stretch of water there. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Welshback Quay.
Yes, Welshback Quay in Bristol, down by the landlubber trove.
I just said that.
There's an echo.
Right.
Is that written down?
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah. And ships will unload cargo from Landogo, which is at the River Wye, and bring stuff over to Bristol and load it on the quay. Then it would be loaded onto other ships and taken to all different parts of the country.
Crikey.
From Welshback Quay I said goodbye to sweethearts, wives and friends, and down the marsh we sailed away to wind through Avon's bends.
Don't tie me to the bollard, mate. Don't lash me to the mast. I'm bound away for Klondike shore. This voyage will be my last.
I've sailed the oceans far and wide. I've sailed from Bristol town. I'm bound away on the Severn tide, on a voyage the world around.
Don't tie me to the bollard, mate. Don't lash me to the mast. I'm bound away for Klondike shore. This voyage will be my last.
You didn't need the words.
I didn't need any words for that.
Yeah. Right, you will all know this, and there's expected to be audience participation. It was actually made famous by the Dubliners, but I have it on good authority. It's actually written in Bristol, and it's called The Wild Rover. So if you know it,
negatives in it.
I played the Wild Rover for many a year, and I've spent all my money on whiskey and beer, and now I'm returning with gold in great store, and I never will play the Wild Rover no more.
And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more.
I went into an alehouse I used to frequent, and I asked the landlady. I told the landlady my money was spent. I asked her for credit. She answered me nay. 'Cause she's a horse. Said custom like yours I can get any day.
And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more.
Oh, we haven't introduced Ash yet, have I? No. This is Ash. It's a fantastic nickname. Took us ages. His name's Ashley.
You leave the best to last. I got bored and they.
Yeah, couldn't think of anything for you. Although he does have a dark and tragic secret.
Not at the moment.
Well, not at the moment. He's on your knee, you know. But he's. I don't know. He told me not to tell you actually, because it will turn against him once they know. But I'm going to tell you anyway.
You do every time.
I do. Ash is in fact a football referee. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. And he's going to sing a song. It's sung throughout Cornwall, and it was brought back to this country by the Cornish miners who went over to America. They were the best, the hard rock miners in the world, and they brought back this little song called Little Eyes. It's sung all over Cornwall to this day. So, over to you, Ash.
I had a dream the other night, the funniest dream of all.
meant that I was kissing you. Thank you. Behind the garden wall.
And she said, little eyes, I love you, honey. Little eyes, I love you. I love you in the springtime and the fall. Honey, 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 honey. Little eyes, I love you, honey. Little eyes, I love you. I love you the best of. Honey, 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 honey.
I walked my true love home last night. Beneath the spreading vine, I put my arms around her waist. There's a lot of poundage.
Quite hefty.
And pressed her lips to mine.
And she said, little eyes, I love you, honey. Little eyes, I love you. I love you in the springtime and the fall. Honey, 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 honey. Little eyes, I love you, honey. Little eyes, I love you. I love you the best of. Honey, honey.
By popular demand?
No, not This is called Get Your Own Bag.
Oh, it's a revenge.
Farewell to you, my Alex. 1,000 times adieu. 'Cause we're going away on the holy ground.
I'm going to get hurt.
And that's well that we will sail the South Seas over, but we'll return for sure to see again the girl we love and the holy ground once more.
Fine girl you are, the girl I do adore, and still I live in hope to see the holy ground once more. Fine girl you are.
See the storm arising, I see it coming soon, and the sky is so full of cloud you can scarcely see the moon, and the good old ship is tossed about, and the rigging is all tall, and still I live in hope to see the holy ground once more.
Fine girl you are, the girl I do adore, and still I live in hope to see the holy ground once more. Fine girl you are.
He told me to do it. He told me how.
You're always in it. It's only the depth it varies.
Right, now, it's our final song. Yeah, a lot of cheers over the side. But there's things for you to do in this one, okay? And I think you'll love it. I think you'll enjoy it. What I'd like you to do is just, if you can, clench your right fist or your left fist, depending on which you prefer. And the chorus goes like this. It's all part of being a pirate. A pirate! A pirate! Get it? Do it again. It's all part of being a pirate. A pirate! A pirate! Yeah! Very good. Now, whatever you do, Chuffer's going to sing this, but don't do that when he does it. Because he does it slightly wrong. Yeah. He can't help it. So look at us in the back. Right, Chuff, off you go, mate.
Oh, being a pirate is all fun and games till somebody loses an eye. Oh. It hurts like it blazes, it makes you pull faces. You can't let your mates see you cry. Now, a natty black patch will cover that patch and make sure that socket stays dry. Being a pirate is all fun and games till
somebody loses an eye.
Ready?
It's all part of being a pirate, a pirate, a pirate. You can't be a pirate with all of your parts. It's all part of being a pirate, a pirate, a pirate. You can't be a pirate with all of your parts. Being a pirate is all fun and games, so somebody loses an ear.
Pardon? What? Who said that?
It rolls down your neck and it lies on the deck. When somebody shouts, "What's that ear?"
That's great.
Don't pull the lasses. Your mates have to shout so you'll hear. Being a pirate is all fun and games till somebody loses an ear. It's all part of being a pirate, a pirate, a pirate. You can't be a pirate with all of your parts. It's all part of being a pirate, a pirate, a pirate. You can't be a pirate with all of your parts.
We're having a whale of a time. Definition of shanty groups is when shanty groups sing, they have a much better time than the audience. I hope you've enjoyed us, and if you have, don't forget we are the Port of Bristol Shanty Crew. But if you haven't enjoyed us, we are the Fisherman's Friends. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, that's it for another episode of Shipshape and Bristol Fashion. We hope you enjoyed all the audible delight that we have provided you. Thank you so much for listening. And if you've got an opportunity to pop over to our website or use your podcast app and leave us a review, we would absolutely appreciate that. So I look forward to catching up with you next month. So fair winds and following seas. See you next time.
Shipshape and Bristol fashion boys along the harbour side. From even gorge to underfall, we'll heave and haul the line. Secure the barrels down below, bind them, tie and lash 'em. This vessel, she is certified shipshape and Bristol fashion. So haul away me laddie boys, haul away you're free. Haul away me laddie boys and save a drink for me. Haul away me laddie boys, haul away you're free. Haul away me laddie boys and save a drink for me.